Guys, welcome to the Track Record. I'm here in Birmingham, Alabama with Bela Doss. Bela is fresh off an 18:08 5K at the Jesse Owens Classic. That's good for 5th in the state, all classifications, 3rd in 6A. Bela, thanks for welcoming me here to your house.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so we're going to get right into it. Just talk about your journey into running, what got you started, and progress to where we are present day.
Okay, so pretty much when I was in 7th grade, I did not make a volleyball team. And my dad came into my room one day during the summer, and he was just like, so you're going to run. And I was just like, what? Because I just like played air conditioning, volleyball, all that kind of stuff. And it was a lot different than running. I really did not like running at all. And so my first day of practice, it was like 90 degrees outside, and I showed up in leggings and a shirt, and it was probably the worst practice ever. But, and now I'm here. I really like it a lot. It gave me a lot of friends, and it helped me find out who I am as a person. So, I'm just super excited to continue doing that in college.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
As I mentioned in the intro, you were coming off a big PR, 18:08 at Jesse Owens. You won the silver division. Walk through the entire race, like the expectations going in, the race, and then feelings afterwards.
So when I was looking at the roster with my teammate before it, we were looking and saw that the first place was an 18:34, and I knew from previous weeks that I'd broken that, so I'd expected to be in the front pack, but I didn't know if like those times were super old, so I was just like, okay, I probably am just gonna get like 3rd or something, and it's gonna be a good race. I wasn't expecting to branch off from everybody after the first 800.
Wow.
Or run a 5:27 mile.
Wow.
So that was really unexpected, but I mean, like, I was super. It was nice to like come through the mile marker at that time, knowing I could still hold that pace.
Mm-hmm.
And like pretty much all through the race, I was just like in my head, just trying to focus on like my body and my form, and like I wasn't running for a specific place or anything. I was running for pretty much my time, trying to run as fast as I could by myself and push myself to whatever limit I could by myself, like without competition.
Right.
So because I knew coming into it I wouldn't have the depth of competition that I wanted, but I just tried to do my best. I've always try to do. I don't like to half do the race.
Yeah. Are there any regrets running that silver race instead of running the gold race?
I would say no.
Okay.
I mean, like, I wish I had ran in the gold race sometimes, like, just because I know that I probably would have ran a lot faster, and I would still be up in the top pack. But I liked running in the silver division because I liked knowing that I can run an 18:08 by myself, and having that confidence that going into the state meet and sectionals. So.
You mentioned the 5:27 first mile.
Yes.
Do you think that's from the hype that Jesse Owens brings?
Yes.
You just know how big it is?
Yes, and just like the crowd of people at the beginning of the whole first mile, like you can hear people screaming the whole entire first mile.
Yeah, it's a special experience. If you haven't run Jesse Owens, it's a special experience.
Absolutely.
What physical steps do you take now to break that 18-minute barrier? And not I need to work harder, I need to, do my best. Like, what is a physical thing that you think sets you up to run 18, to break 18?
Yeah, so right now I cross-trained all summer.
Okay.
And right now we're tapering a lot, so we're taking a lot of rest. And I'm just honestly trying to focus on the mental side of it.
Okay.
I'm taking practice as serious physically as I am mentally.
Yeah.
Because I know one of the most important things about this season for me has been like learning to train my brain in the long endurance runs.
Yeah.
For track, it's a bit different because you can train your body to run a 200 pretty fast, but there's really not that like, oh, I need to keep going like side of it. Like 2 more miles left,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
But like I'm just trying to, every long run that I do and every workout that I do, I'm trying to like use little mental tactics to get me to keep going, get me to go faster and hit those times and prepare myself for the state meet.
What, if you don't mind sharing, what are some of those mental tactics?
Yeah, absolutely. I focus on like my breathing.
Yeah.
Like I used to breathe like through like my
Through your nose?
top.
Oh, okay.
Top half, but you're supposed to breathe through like your bottom,
Yeah.
belly, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I heard that over the summer when I went to Camp Briarwood.
Yeah.
But focus on belly breathing and then just like count my steps
Mhm.
as I run. Like if I can count to 10, then I can do it again and again
Right.
and again and again.
Okay.
And a lot of my running is focused on my faith. So I recite like verses in my head, and that's what keeps me going. So
Any particular verse?
like you leads me beside still waters,
Yeah.
like that one.
Yeah.
That's,
Restores my soul.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
that
good
one, I didn't even like look it up before I went out to run one day. It just like popped in my head.
Yeah.
So it's stuck.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Now, to go off that mental side, what percentage, there's no right answer here,
Yeah.
but what percentage of running is mental to physical?
Well, I mean, like,
I'm sure it varies, but.
it probably does. Like on days when I'm physically not feeling my best, I'd probably say most of it's mental.
Yeah.
But I would 50-50
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
like,
venture to
it's-
say it's 75-25. Like,
yeah.
more
I mean,
mental.
like, it's definitely as important.
Yeah, absolutely.
If not more. so.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's look forward to state.
Yes.
6A race in particular. It is probably one of the closest races for the top 3 spots and on the girls' side. There's 5 seconds between you, Emma Brooke Levering from Homewood, and Lucy Benton from Mountain Brook.
Yeah.
So, what do you think it's going to take on that day? Also,
Yeah.
to preface, I don't know the exact numbers, but I'm pretty sure you've improved every year at the state meet.
Yes.
Last year you were 21st. I think the year before you were 22nd. So, like, what's it going to take to maybe win one?
I did not think I would be in this position
Okay.
at the start of this year.
Yeah.
But now that I am, I'm genuinely very thankful.
Yep.
But I think it really depends on the day. I think that it's going to take an adaptive mind to win state. Because last year at state, if you do remember, it was really
Awful.
muddy,
Yeah.
really awful. We came in with my team came in with the mindset that we were going to get second, and then that I was going to break 19 for the first time ever, but that just didn't happen. I ended up running like 20-30.
Yeah.
Because
Circumstances, for sure.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
first place probably ran like low 19s,
Mhm.
which is not usual.
Right.
But I think it's really going to take somebody to just counter every move. I know it's, as my dad would say, he said this at Shelby County, and he would say this definitely about state, that it's going to be a dogfight.
Yeah.
It's going to take the mental strength to fight the whole time.
Right.
Like, and just be adaptive to the circumstances. Like, whenever she makes a move, I counter that move.
Mhm.
Like,
Right.
It's
And
really-
you make a move, they're countering your move too.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah.
and
Similar.
just like it's going to take a lot out of me.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just having to prepare my mind for that.
Right. Well, let's talk about a dog fight, right? You just committed to Samford Bulldogs, which I'm a proud alum.
Yes.
And you told me last week we were supposed to meet up, and you said you were really weighing through the options of Samford versus USC, right?
Yes. Sir.
USC.
Yes.
Okay, so take us through the, for someone who doesn't know the recruiting process, take us through what that looks like. First off, practically with these 2 schools,
Yes. Sir.
and then kind of talk why you picked Samford over USC.
So recruiting. When
Yeah.
I started sending out emails probably about this time last year.
Okay.
I wasn't as good, but I sent out emails to multiple schools, like big SEC schools from like smaller, even Division II schools.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad just told me to send out a bunch of emails and see who would bite.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And from that point on, I just had a lot of phone calls, and just kind of narrowed it down from there
Yeah.
to who was interested in me, to who I was interested in.
Yep.
And then, what else? I would say just to be like really genuine with the coaches, whoever you're talking to. That's how you'll know like who you click with, what team works best for you, what place is best for you, where you're supposed to be. And for Samford, they've been recruiting me since about last November, and I've gotten to know all of the coaches, and it's felt like home.
Yeah.
So that's one of the main reasons I picked that Samford over USC. But I would say after my official visit to USC, I felt really unsure about where I was going to end up. I knew that from that point on, I couldn't be 100% sure that I was choosing the right thing, because both of them were really good options.
Yeah, definitely.
But I just I had a lot of prayer, and I thought about it a lot, had a lot of conversations with my parents and my coaches. My coach told me, he was just like, I know that it can be overwhelming to like get up on that stage for signing day and have a big SEC school that you're going to. Like, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
But you need to choose what's right for you.
Right.
And I think I did. I hope I did.
Yeah. No. You definitely did.
Yeah. Coming from a Bulldog.
Right.
So,
Right.
Yeah. And I also talked to Coach Tiffin when he was making the offer that he gave me. He started getting teary-eyed about like how special the program is that he has.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I'd be missing something if I didn't join it, and I feel like I'd be wondering about that for probably the rest of my life if I made the decision to go to USC.
Yeah. No, I think that's a great decision, and that's non-biased too. Well, okay. Let's continue talking about you as a runner a little bit. What do you think makes you a good runner? Not to brag, just knowing yourself, you know your strengths.
Yeah.
So what do you think makes you good?
I would say just like the hard work, the hard days.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm willing to put in work. Hey, Dad. I'm willing to put in the work. My coach would say like that I don't know, he's seen me grow a lot over the years and went from like a junior high runner that used to like walk in meets to like never wanting to DNF in a race.
Right.
Yeah. I would say that I use all my failures to bring me back stronger, because when I was at Running Lane this past May, and I didn't know it, but I had walking pneumonia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So I've been training for 2 weeks after state, and I was walking pneumonia, and I got to the meet, and I was super excited. I thought I was going to be awesome. I ran a 2:24, 800, and came in last in that heat by a lot.
Yeah.
And then I didn't want to give up, and I ran a mile, the first 2 laps of the mile actually, until I DNF'd because I couldn't breathe. That was probably one of the lowest moments in my running career. It sucked to see DNF next year, man.
Right.
It took a lot out of me, especially like those next couple of weeks and the next like workout. You know.
Yeah.
I just kind of picked up where I left off. It was a struggle to run an 18:30 or an 8:30 for a while, like keep that pace.
Yeah.
But I would say that whole experience this summer just really made me stronger, and it makes me more thankful for where I am today.
Yeah.
To know that I can run an 18:08 and have the opportunity to be in a position where I'm racing for a state title.
Right.
Yeah.
So, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I had a few of those moments in my career, a couple DNFs, and it is what it is,
Yeah.
Like you learn from it, and one of the best compliments I had from my coach in college, he's like, Paul, I've never met somebody who runs to the point of passing out. I passed out twice,
Right.
and I was like, maybe not my best thing, but he's like, I took that. I was like, okay, cool. Now, don't ever want to do it again because it's very embarrassing, but it is what it is. It's part of my running story. It's part of your running story too.
Exactly.
What's one of your biggest pet peeves in life, and how does it? And also, wait, no, sorry. What is one? That's a question for later.
Okay.
What is one of your biggest weaknesses in your life, and how does it affect your running? And the example I gave you in a text was one of my weaknesses is I'm overly optimistic.
Yeah.
So then, as I'm planning my day, the run gets shifted more because more and more things come into the plan, and then all of a sudden I'm running at 9 o'clock at night. So that's my example. Is there something like that where you have a weakness in your life and then that affects your running?
Yeah, I would say I'm a procrastinator.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
not a good thing.
Right.
But I don't know. I just tend to put off my work until it's overwhelming at the very end.
Yeah.
And that does affect my running in the way that, I don't know, I just have a lot of things going on in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Like a little to-do list that nothing is checked off yet. And that would probably be one of my biggest weaknesses, along with the fact that I barely sleep. But
Oh no.
That's okay.
Are you a morning or a night runner? If in your perfect world.
In my perfect world, I'm a morning runner.
Okay.
Yeah.
But a perfect world has no procrastination, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
That's very true.
Yeah.
I'm fortunate to have an off period this year where I can sleep in until 8:40.
Nice.
Yeah, every Tuesday and Thursday.
Okay.
But that's Wednesday and Friday is very hard.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so one last running thing. What is your favorite running memory to date? Not Jesse Owens. We talked about Jesse Owens.
Yeah.
So,
Running
just favorite running memory. Anything that's revolved around running.
I would say that my team has started to do a 100-mile relay every summer.
Okay.
It's where we drive all the way to Georgia, and then we do pairings, and we all run 100 miles back.
Oh, cool.
Over the state line.
Yeah.
The first year I did it, me and my teammate Mary Grace, we crossed the state line together, and that was really, really cool. Just to it was probably about 12:30 at night, and they were our coaches were riding on bicycles behind us, and we were scared of the armadillos, but we were just, I don't know, it felt really good to run.
Is that on the Ladiga Trail?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
It was amazing.
What are the segments of that race?
Mm-hmm.
What are the segments? How far did you run?
Well, I was paired up with somebody a senior who graduated at first, and we ran about 5 miles or 4 miles, and then I probably ran about 16 in total. But
Okay.
there are three.
Right. Different
Three
shifts.
different sets.
Yeah.
But I really liked also our first set or our last set, my bad, when we got to see the sunrise over the just pasture. It was really, really just a cool experience.
And is that an every year thing that you've done?
It started to be. We started that going into my junior year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do alumni get to do this? You can do this next year?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope they're gonna let us do it
Right.
because our team has gotten a bit smaller. So crossing my fingers,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about your team some more. I didn't prep you on this at all, but I'm calling these teams superlatives. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Which of your teammates is most likely to blank? Okay. So, all right.
Okay.
And once you say them, you can't say them again. You can be included. You include yourself.
Sure.
Well, again, if you say yourself, you can't say yourself again. So, which teammate is most likely to miss their race because they were in the bathroom?
My teammate Lucy.
Okay. Lucy, sorry, Lucy. Which of your teammates is most likely to forget their spikes for a cross country race?
That's me.
Okay.
I did that actually this year.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, I brought my track spikes.
Oh no.
My it was the hot pink ones.
Yeah.
I forgot what they were called.
Okay.
But I did not end up running on those because I would have destroyed
Right, that would mess you up.
the carbon plate or whatever.
Who is the most likely to eat the wrong meal before a race? Eat an unhealthy meal before a race.
Maybe Mary Grace.
Who's the most likely to be caught doing a TikTok dance?
Probably Lena Ann.
And lastly, who's the most likely to make the next biggest jump in time progression?
I would say, so I can't say them again?
You can, yeah. We'll break the rules, yeah.
Either probably Lucy or Allie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
After Lucy gets out of the bathroom. But...
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. I'm sorry, Lucy, again.
I'm kidding.
All right, so we're done with running. What do you like to do when you're not running?
So I love sleeping when I
Okay.
can.
Yep.
I do a lot of cross training. Like, I know that has a lot to do with running, but I do a lot of core exercises, and during track season I like to weightlift a lot.
Okay.
I also like to play video games.
Yeah. Anything in particular?
The Sims.
Okay,
I
nice.
play The Sims.
Nice.
And I like reading and spending time with God when I can. So.
What's the last book you read?
The last book I read was Richardson.
Okay, Bridgerton. Yeah, no shame, no shame. Okay. We were talking about this before, but what's the best thing that has ever happened to Bela Doss?
Okay, so this was probably around my sophomore year. It was probably one of the lowest points in my life, but I was really struggling with like who I am and who my friends were at that point in my life. It was probably March, I think, like right before track season picks up.
Yeah.
And just God had stripped everything that I valued at the time from me because I placed my value in the wrong things.
Yeah.
I put my value in popularity and trying to like seem cool or like in boys, and it was just I lost all my focus on God, so He stripped everything away from me.
Yeah.
And then I realized that all I had was God, and that really just made me realize what being a Christian was.
Yeah.
And walking with God is different than saying you're a Christian. Like,
Right.
I had grown up in a Christian school all my life, so of course I've heard like Jesus died for your sins.
Mm-hmm.
He loves you. And it's difficult to like see that in a different light.
Yeah.
See that for the meaning that it does have when you've heard it since you were 3.
Right.
But
Exactly.
just when that had happened in my life, it was just really eye-opening. I had had my phone taken away for a week because I was just in trouble with my family, in trouble at school. It was not a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And I really dived into this word. I read my devotional every day. I read my Bible, and I picked up some really good habits through that. And now I'm proud to say I'm a Christian, like for real.
Yeah.
And that's probably one of the best points.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It's crazy how in the low points, like the low points can lead to your high points.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and absolutely change your life. Well, last question for now.
Yeah.
What is a typical Doss family vacation look like?
It's probably to the beach.
Okay. Gulf Shores?
It's probably to seaside all around that area.
Okay.
Yeah. Gulf Shores isn't state.
Right.
Yeah, we always go to Gulf Shores every year.
Okay.
But I would say it's probably fall break or spring break at the beach.
Yeah.
We don't really have much variety.
Okay. No, that's alright. Yeah.
I would say over this summer we're trying to like have a senior trip for me before I go off to college. So I'm gonna get to pick, and I want to go to like Colorado or the Bahamas or somewhere exotic.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would highly suggest Colorado. I've never been to the Bahamas, but would highly suggest Colorado.
Yes.
And actually, this is the last question.
Yeah.
Who, 2 people, one on your team, and one in the state of Alabama that you may know, but who should the track record link up with next?
One on my team?
Yeah, one on your team and one not on your team.
Okay. I would say Mary Grace Parker.
Okay.
She would have a really good story to tell. She has been injured this season, coming off of an 1834.
Oh, man. Okay.
So she has a lot left in her, and I think she will surprise people at state.
Yep.
And then I would say for somebody else in Alabama, Avery Cahoon.
Yep. She just committed to Florida State, I think. Yep.
Yes, super excited for her. We got to know each other because of the recruitment process, and we've just been like a rock to each other because like it's hard to talk to people on your team when they don't have the same experiences.
Correct. Yeah.
But it's been really cool just like being able to share experiences with schools with her.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, Mary Grace and Avery, hopefully you watch this and hopefully you get in contact with us and we can interview you next. Bella, thank you so much. This has been fun.
Absolutely.
Very deep, very insightful. Really appreciate the time.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you.